Welcome back to the channel, fellow aviators. Today in episode 10, we are going to complete the instrument rating certification. As you see, it's one of the necessary steps as we make our way up the career path ladder. And most importantly, I'm actually hoping that as we're doing our cargo missions, it will give us the ability to do different types, particularly IFR flying. As flying around in day VFR is beginning to be a bit boring. It also should give us a good chance to do some more tutorials. One of the very first things I think I'd like to do is how to read an approach plate, go over SIDS and stars, some basic instrument flight rules, that kind of stuff. Whatever you guys would like to see, let me know. So as you see, I've gone through and done all these tutorials. They're fairly simple. It takes you about 5 to 10 minutes maximum. This one's killing me right here, RNAV basics. Could not get better than a C, even though I was using the autopilot, so figure that out. Also, I did attempt to do this one time before, and you start off flying, which was a little bit of a surprise. And number two, as I was doing it, all my camera controls were not working. My keyboard wasn't working. I'm not sure if it's a glitch. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So it was a little bit aggravating and frustrating. But having said that, let's go ahead and attempt to restart this again. Hopefully my camera controls are working and we can move through this lesson. All right, so without further ado, let's get going. All right, as you can see on the map there, we're actually going to be flying when the mission starts, heading to EVTEP, right turn over to PB 271, and then landing. So, not sure if there's anything else in the briefing we need to see. That's a whole lot of gobbledygook. All right, so let's get going.
I know that this weather can look daunting, but you will be able to perform your approach by relying on your aircraft's instruments, just like you did in your training.
All right, down to 2,100 feet. It's fine. Boy, this is just a lot of work. This is just crazy.
That's tomorrow, and that is it for us today. And we will leave you with a... I can't do it. We'll do it live. Okay. We'll do it live.
Turn.
Do it live. I'll write it, and we'll do it live.
All right, that looks good.
Thing sucks.
Kind of crazy. All right, come in, let's get nav synced up. Oh, too much of a turn. All right, let's get back towards...
Cessna Lima, Quebec, Foxtrot, please acknowledge.
Acknowledge what? What am I acknowledging? All right, acknowledge, I don't know what I'm supposed to acknowledge. Aviate, navigate, communicate. In that order. All right, let's just get on course here. This is a whole lot of BS. There we go. GPS is now synced up. And let's get down to 2,100 feet. Let's go with flight level change. Oh, I never reset. All right, darn it. Down to 2,100. Let's go vertical speed. 2,100. Vertical speed. 600. All right, now we're heading down. Pull back on the power a little bit so we don't continue to accelerate. Let's go over and check. Man, this is a lot of work. Let's go over and check here. All right, so we're into EVP. EVTEP. Flight plan. All right, so we got a little bit of time here. 3 miles, 3.5 miles. Okay. Let's come back over here. And what was the final course? Final approach course will be 265. And what's it set at? 62. Check that. That's CDO. Low 2. All right. We'll need that. All right. So that is set. All right. Back to here. See what we're doing. Okay. Another minute, 30 seconds. And we'll be at the final approach course. Final approach fix. Final approach fix. All right. Man. We're working you. All right. As we're continuing on here, ended up getting my end of year stats. Flew a total of 456 hours for the year, which breaks out to be about 38 hours per month. Not bad when you consider that we're paid on a minimum of 75 hours a month flying, so I did okay in terms of my actual workload. For the first time ever, San Juan was not my number one destination, notwithstanding the fact that I based myself out of there for the month of October when I was off and picked up a bunch of extra flying. All right, let's hold around, I don't know, 85 knots or so. All right, then once we make our turn in,
You can switch back to visual flight rules before landing. Identifying the runway lights should help you during the transition.
all right, should be coming up on our turn here. And then will it turn? Will it turn? It's not turning. I don't know why it took itself out. All right. Always monitor your stuff. I thought I had nav selected up there. Turns out I didn't, but we were prepared for it. One thing about this autopilot that's a bit annoying is it makes full standard rate turns when it really doesn't need to. There's absolutely no finesse. Heading set on 265. There's a backup. Well, this isn't exactly smooth, but it's not exact. They don't really set you up for success here, do they? All right, so airspeed looks good. Just starting to see our diamond come down. Let's put in our first notch of flaps. So we're all prepared for that. And we'll come down and switch this back to Loke. Starting to come in. And we'll come over here and switch to approach mode. All right, that's taking us way off the path, but we need to be lined up on the localizer. All right, looks like, looking on the far right of our screen there, 1.3 miles to the final approach fix. Not the most reliable signal now, is it? All right, one dot above. Let's go ahead and bring in our second notch of flaps. A little bit more power here to compensate. We're about now, we should intercept the glide slope. Excellent. And now we're heading down. Now we'll need to bring out just a tad, a little bit of throttle. Don't want to accelerate too much. Around 75, 80 knots. Looks good. Feet. 1800 RPM. Jeez, I'm struggling today. All right. So looking down at our PFD, it looks like we are locked on the localizer, yet it's just to the left of course. At least that's the projection where we're supposed to be. So we'll just see what happens when we pop out. Kind of strange that it's not synced or lined up. Don't know if that's a glitch or if that's actually the actual approach. I guess I could have stayed on the RNAV and adjusted my glide slope on the way in. I just assumed, since we had it available, that an ILS would be more of a precision approach, but I'm not sure exactly what they wanted us to do. I guess we'll find out when we get to the bottom. And now we wait. All right, according to our flight plan, we've got another 4 miles before we get to the missed approach point. Kind of cool visuals. I always love breaking out through the clouds. May have slowed down a tad bit early, but once again, this is what you want to do when you're flying in actual IFR conditions. Get yourself set up nice and early. It becomes a little bit more critical in jets for us when I'm flying in the Airbus. By 1,000 feet, we need to be fully configured on lateral and vertical guidance. All of our flaps in. Airspeed +10, -5. All right, 1,100 feet, 900 feet to go, assuming a standard 200-foot minimum for an ILS. Yikes. $700, 500 feet to go. Yes, I talk to myself while I'm flying. No one usually talks back. All right, coming up on 600 feet. Looks like the localizer is finally working its way in towards what the projected path was supposed to be. Synthetic vision shows we're lined up right on the runway, and we have about 500 more feet to go. I assume we'll break out here at minimums around 200 to 300 feet.
500.
I just did one of these approaches last week coming into Philadelphia. Weather was horrible. Broke out right about here. You just see the lights right at about 200 feet or so. was able to continue down another 100 feet. We'll go over that as we start doing a little bit more IFR work. We'll talk about some of what the rules, what you can do. Usually 200 feet on an ILS is kind of the standard. So 200 feet here, we'll kick off the autopilot. And we'll just continue down. Straight ahead. Alrighty. That wasn't so bad. Just a lot of work to start off with. A little back taxi, looks like on another runway, and into the hold short spot.
Great job. You've passed the test. There's a few areas where you could improve, but that was a solid performance.
All right. Did horrible on the flight plan altitudes, but maybe they shouldn't start me off in flight without the autopilot. All right. Flight plan's 100%, plane handling 100%, everything was perfectly 100%. Well, it couldn't have gone perfectly because I did bad there. All right, let's just move along. All right. Let's head back to HQ. And now I'm most interested to see if any of our missions now. All right, unlock that. Oh, live missions. Okay, excellent.
You now
That's
have
what I wanted.
access to real condition missions. These allow you to scroll back up to 24 hours to fly in real-world weather conditions over the past day.
Okay, we could change the time. Oh, right, man. Did we get this?
Adjusting the time slider will reveal a variety of different missions only available in specific weather and lighting conditions. Meanwhile, missions that are not time-dependent remain available at all times. It seems like this mission has different weather conditions than usual. For now, check the weather conditions, also known as METR TAF, carefully when selecting a mission. IFR icon means you will have to fly in IFR condition. But there is also MBFR icon and LIFR icon.
All right, METARs and TAFs, terminal aerodrome forecast. But
A warning icon means this mission is not recommended under the current weather. Fly at your own risk.
okay, so hopefully I think maybe for the next episode here, as we progress through the career path on Microsoft Flight Simulator, we'll look to do an IFR flight. In the meantime, I think I'm going to try to do a tutorial, how to read an approach plate, as I mentioned before, and maybe some other things. Anyways, let's keep this a nice short episode for today. Once again, thank you everyone for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I will see you all in the next one. Take care for now. Bye.